Yes, I've got Chief Don Trapp here with San Bernardino County Fire. Thanks so much for joining us. I know we just wrapped up a briefing here, but talk about the concern moving forward. As we were talking about right now, the winds are calm, and we don't want people to think that it's safe. But what's the strategy moving forward?
So some of our concerns still remain, even though here at the fire camp the wind's pretty calm. Up on the hill it is still windy. We do know that the red flag will continue into this afternoon. We are expecting the winds to lighten, but we're still in really low humidity, and that's going to continue probably for another week almost, so the danger is still there. This fire is also on a slope, so we talked about at the briefing, the wind was blowing it downslope, which is usually not the way the fire wants to burn. So if the winds die down too much, then the fire is going to turn around and want to burn back upslope. And of course, we have our mountain communities of Crestline and so forth up there that we want to make sure we're protecting. So even though it looks pretty good right now, there's enough hot spots and enough fire on the mountain out there that we're still in a lot of danger. And even if you're somewhere else, we really want to maintain that vigilance of being just very careful if you're out and about. The very low humidity and even the light wind is very dangerous this time of year for us.
And I know we were talking, you all have been watching the weather for the last several weeks and have crews in place. Talk about kind of the strategy when it came to upstaffing to prepare for a day like today.
So we can do local upstaffing where we just bring extra crews on and staff extra resources to have them available. And then we also work with the state, the California Office of Emergency Services, to help pre-position resources also. So working with the state, we had 4 strike teams here in the county that were pre-positioned, also staffing for 2 dozers and multiple hand crews. So having those extra resources available immediately really helped us in this fire, and it also allowed us to keep our regular station staffed so we could keep running our normal calls. And we're still in danger of having another vegetation fire, another incident pop up really quickly. So having those extra resources just gives us a depth that we can help get a lot of resources on a fire like this quickly.
And one last question briefly. We did see a lot of homeowners stick around in the neighborhood, some of them trying to douse the flames themselves. Have you had any issues? Have there been any people being in the way?
It's always a challenge for our folks, and we understand you don't want to leave your home. But again, we do ask if you're under evacuation order to please evacuate. In a lot of these neighborhoods where we have these incidents, it's narrow roads, winding roads, and there's just not a lot of room. So if you stay behind and are blocking streets, and it makes it more difficult for us to get in there. Also, if our folks get in there and instead of being able to fight the fire, they're trying to help you get out of the way, that takes away from what we're trying to do. We get it's hard to leave your house, but we really do ask that you help us out.
Thank you, Chief, so much. We appreciate your time for the update and for the hard work that firefighters are doing.